Hi, I'm Neil Myers. Welcome to WineExpedition.com. Hope you're enjoying the site, or if you're seeing our videos elsewhere, we thank our friends at Tubemogul.com for spreading our videos across the internet. We're shooting a little webisode today in sort of a follow-up to our Chilean online wine tasting that we did just a couple days ago, where the Wines of Chile sent out a handful of bloggers across the country a package of 6 or 7 Chilean Carmeneres. The wine tasting was all 100% Carmenere tasting, and we were online while the winemakers sat in a circle and talked about the wines, and the bloggers talked about what they were tasting and asked questions, and it was a pretty neat experience. It was impossible to actually shoot that on video because it was a little chaotic, but we wanted to have a follow-up episode, and that's what we're doing here today. I have a couple of the Carmeneres here. It was interesting. There was a lot of conversation about the different techniques of winemaking and the difference between the different areas of Chile. There's the Maipo Valley, there's the Cachapoal Valley. This one is from the Cachapoal Valley. So there's different areas of Chile where the grape is grown, and some of them are 100% Carmenere, some of them are Carmenere blends with Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot and other things. But what I walked away from the whole experience was this was sort of a newfound appreciation for Carmenere. It's actually one of the original Bordeaux grapes, sort of the 6th Bordeaux blend grape until somewhere in the 1800s there was a phylloxera outbreak and it wiped out the Carmenere, and it wasn't widely planted again. It's a very difficult grape to grow. It actually requires to stay in the vine a lot longer than the other Bordeaux varieties, and it's harvested several weeks later. You have to almost wait till the leaves are falling off the vine to harvest the grape. If you harvest it too early, it has sort of a vegetal quality, a bell pepper quality to it. And interestingly enough, some of the Carmeneres we tasted had that bell pepper flavor very pronounced, and they embrace it to some degree, and some people like it. So it's so it was wiped out from Bordeaux, but meanwhile, a lot of the clippings that have been sent over to Chile by winemakers in Chile were confused once they got there with Merlot, and Chilean winemakers didn't even realize they had the Carmenere grape there till later on, and they thought it was just Merlot. And so it's slowly become sort of known as Chile's grape. They sort of embrace it as their sort of signature, or flagship grape in Chile. And we've talked about some of the amazing Sauvignon Blancs that come out of Chile. There's some great Cabernet Sauvignons that come out of Chile, and now we had a chance this last week to taste a wide variety of some of the Carmeneres that come out of Chile, and it was a pretty incredible experience. So we have a couple of them here that we're gonna just have some quick tasting notes on. The one here on my right, this is the Vina La Rosa La Capitana. It's the 2008 Carmenere, and again, this is from the Cachapoal Valley. I hope I said that right. And this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is 100% Carmenere. No blend, just all our Carmenere grapes. So let's give that a taste, shall we? Both of these glasses, if you look at the wine, dark, foreboding wine. It's nice and thick and dark. And on the nose, this wine has an interesting sort of, you're getting dark fruits, dark plums, and a little bit of tar, a little bit of menthol, and that again is sort of that green vegetal quality works its way sometimes in the wines. Some of the wines we tasted, it was downright bell pepper. I mean, just plain as day bell pepper. This is more of a little bit of just a touch of menthol. But on the palate, again, dark fruits, plums and blackberries, but nice layer of spice. Just sort of nutmeg and pumpkin pie somehow worked into the background of the wine. Very tasty, decent tannins, a nice gentle finish. Very nice wine. Very tasty. The thing about the Carmeneres, they all seem to pair well. Every winemaker talked about, they actually suggested we make hanger steak as a pairing for all the wines. Didn't have the time or luxury to be able to pull that off, but definitely a grilled meat wine, no question. It's a big wine that can handle a nice big piece of beef. And so this wine is the Ventisquero Gray Carmenere 2007, and this is a blend. It's got some Cabernet Sauvignon, it's got some Syrah, and it's from the Maipo Valley. This one has some blueberries in the nose, but there's sort of a mustiness to it. Almost like you opened up an old chest or something, and it, you know, hadn't been opened in a while. There's sort of a musty smell to it. It's not offensive, but it's definitely that's the only way I can describe it. And this one is just blueberries all day long, like a slice of blueberry pie. And I say that a lot about Petite Syrah, but it's different. There's a little bit of a licorice there, and a little bit of a minerality that you wouldn't find in a Petite Syrah. Most of the Petite Syrahs I talk about, that blueberry pie, it's a very sweet blueberry pie. This one has that characteristic, but without so much of the sweet sensation. And there's just a hint of that bell pepper we talked about. But again, a big wine, a nice tannic wine, a wine that would go very well with a piece of red meat, and impressive. Both these wines, if I'm not mistaken, are in the $20 to $25 range. And if you were to pour a Napa Cab that had this kind of complexity, this kind of strong, good fruit as a backbone, it'd be more than $25. So we've talked about in the past the value of Chilean wine, certainly with the Sauvignon Blancs and the Cabernet Sauvignons. And once again, I think it's going to be hard to compare apples for apples Carmenere, because we're not getting Carmenere out of Napa or Sonoma. But these wines at $20, $25 are a good value, because they're good big wines that you would expect to pay, you know, $40 or $50 for. So I have to tip my hats to the Chileans for embracing the Carmenere grape and making a unique signature wine for themselves, and also putting wine in the market that is in my opinion, aggressively priced, value priced, and certainly in 2009, no one's going to complain about that. So there you have it, a little follow-up to our Chilean wine tasting, online wine tasting experience. We certainly thank the Wines of Chile and all the winemakers for their time, and our fellow bloggers out there who participated in the tasting. It was quite a good, fun tasting, and in my opinion, an eye-opener as far as the Carmenere grape goes. So that's it. Find a Carmenere grape, a Carmenere wine from Chile, and let us know what you think. And until next time, I'm Neil Myers from WineExpedition.com. Cheers.